Hello friends, welcome to my channel Techie Sarthak, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to clear the product companies even if you are from any college. Like mostly uh, I get this query from college student who are the engineers who have passed out from tier 2 college or tier 3 college. So they generally ask me this question about how we can clear the product company like you have cleared. So I was also like most of us, I also passed from not a tier 1 college but a tier 3 college, and I also got placed in a mass recruiter, which is like very common for the tier 3 colleges. A mass recruiter will come and it will hire you most of their students. So I also got selected to one of the big services company from my college, and I joined and I was very happy. And I didn't knew at that time, I didn't even knew that there's a difference between companies or product or services. In my channel I mostly make videos related to car and all the accessory stuff, but this is related, like this video is dedicated to my LinkedIn family who connects with me regularly on LinkedIn, and I get requests on TopMate about how we should clear product companies interviews, or how we wanted to move a shift between services to a product based company. So I will dedicate this video to all of them so that they can take help from this video, and if in future someone comes up and asks me this question, I can also share with them about this video and hey, take a guidance from this and then we can connect for sure. 3 college, and I got placed in a mass recruiter, and at that time basically I even didn't knew what is service based company, what is product based company at the college. From like I was a student, as a student from a tier 3 college, it was my dream to just get some job. Okay, and I was not so that great brilliant in the studies, so I just wanted to have some job, and that too in a field of IT. So I got placed in a very big service company from college, and I joined that. I worked there, and then like at that time the social media was not so great. We don't have that LinkedIn where there are so many influencers and the people, or I will say the people who can guide you or you can learn from them. So at that time I think there was generally there only job sites were there, like monster.com or naukri.com, and we were not aware about LinkedIn or anything else that time. Like I'm talking about 2010 or 11. But during my initial years, basically, I understand how this culture works, how there is a service companies, what is their differences, what are the advantages, and I have I got this information mostly from my colleagues or my friends who are working on different. So at that time, I remember some of my friends were working on Samsung, and I was like, hey. How Samsung is different from my company. Like I was working at SCL Technologies that time. So then I understand from that there are other colleagues who are working on different startups and all that thing, and that really motivated me. Okay, so that really motivated me to basically hey, look for the transition, and I understand how good the salary is in, because in mass recruiter you got placed at that time like 3 LPA they get, and like there was no, even if you work hard or so many things you can do, but the salary was like minimum raised. But we all wanted to grow in in this journey or in career wise. And also it's not all about only salary, it's about the kind of work. It's kind of it's more like how much impact you can see on your real life. For example, you are working, so it's all about impact you can see directly. So for example, I was working, let's say you work on Amazon or Flipkart or some other tool, okay, and you implemented some feature, and you can see your family member and your other friends using that feature and talking about this. So that kind of I think that feels very amazing actually, and that kind of feeling I wanted to experience. So that is the reason I started preparing for myself. And like for me, my profile was mostly the testing profile. I was doing automation but using some scripting language like Python or C++. I was using them to automate, but that is not in the market basically that time. So how I started my preparing myself for clearing those jobs, I started learning about the latest tools and technology like Selenium, APM, API automation using Java and all that things. I did research and I see in which is the most famous tool that time. So I remember when I started doing that, there was a time of QTP, but I chose Selenium because that time it was new and it was growing and everything was moving from like transitioning from desktop to web. Okay, and mobile, the smartphones started coming at that time, so that's why I choose Selenium, APM and API automation, and I started working on that, starting learning them. And I did some course, I believe, for like 10-15 days, and then I started giving interviews, but none of the interviews basically cleared. And the main reason for not clearing those interviews was not that I didn't knew about the skills. I learned all the methods and everything and functionality of these Selenium APM, but I don't have the real time experience basically. So to put that experience, what I did is basically I started, like, first thing I learned them. Second thing, I started implementing those things on my day-to-day work. So whatever the kind of work we were doing, it was whatever the manual tasks we had, I started automating them. Even it is web, mobile, API, whatever it was, I started automating them, implementing them. I started creating a framework where whatever the manual tasks I've automated, I start putting that. Okay, likewise, I started having some experience about the different challenges I used to face and those kind of things. So after putting all those things into the my day-to-day or daily tasks into automation, I started getting confidence of the real-time experiences, the challenges. So I got different challenges. I started improvising. I started basically studying and reading it from the web, taking help from Stack Overflow and like Selenium, and those tools are open source. So there is a lot of help is available on the internet. So after doing this, I cracked 4 interviews that time in 2014 or 15, I believe. After working for 3 years at STL, I cracked 4 interviews, and 2 of them are the product company like Snapdeal and Barco. But I still joined a service-based company that time because it was near to my home and the salary was good. Okay. But then I will tell you about. But then as my career progressed, I worked on different product companies like Times Internet, Cars 24, then Barco Electronics, that is also a good product company, and then in the end I worked at Adobe Systems for 2 years, and then right now I'm on a career break. So I wanted to share my experience about how I've cleared those 4 product companies. So the first part is how to prepare for these companies to clear the interviews. So first thing is that you have to work on yourself, on upgrading yourself. So it takes, if you have taken some training on Selenium, or if you have opted for some courses, or if you have studied by yourself or with the help of some friends, so start implementing them into your day-to-day task. Okay, start creating frameworks on top of it. Also start investing some time on the sites like Lead Code, Geeks for Git. Start solving their problem from easy to medium level. Start with easy level and then go till medium, or then if you get more time, go to the upper level. But I think easy and medium level are enough for your automation jobs or for your SDET jobs. Then start giving interviews in parallel, and whatever the questions which you are not able to answer it, start writing them, keep a list of them, start preparing them. After the interview, whatever the questions you are not able to answer them, create a list, and when the time there is no interview, start learning about them, what could be the answer of those problems which I was not able to do it. So prepare like this, it will be really helpful. Okay, next, going on, you should learn about the latest tools and technologies and these things. Let's say, for example, right now Playwright has come for automation. So be curious, start learning about how it is better than Selenium or whatever the tool I'm using. Okay, these kind of things we need to do. Then start working on some framework, choose some framework like TestNG, Cucumber, and do some mastery, solve some read interview question on that. Okay, prepare different tags and annotations, these kind of things, different scenarios, try to solve with this. Then you should also master in some programming language. So like for me right now, I work mostly on Java or TypeScript. So they are the most common languages. So you should also choose some language and work on that and try to improve your skill on that. You should be clear about their concepts, their basics, how they are working and this. So try to be master of one language. And so if you are master in one language, you should be able to work, like you should be open and you should be able to easily work or adopt different languages. And then on the programming side, you need to solve problem related to strings, their different combination of string, okay, different things you can play around with the strings. So these kind of question you have to prepare. Then you have to prepare question related to the arrays, their different searching, sorting, these kind of thing, and different combination kind of tests, so that those questions you can easily find out on Geeks for Geeks or Lead Code. So you search those questions from there and work on it, and it will really give you a boost. Like you will see the magic in the interviews. You will always find out these questions are really close to the one which you have already implemented it. So work on arrays and strings related problems, as well as work on recursion. So learn about recursion. So these days you get very simple questions like do a palindrome, write a code for palindrome, but the interviewer expect you to do it using recursion sometime. Okay, so try to, whatever the problem you are solving, even if it is a very small problem, try to solve it using recursion. That would be very, very helpful. And if you are doing end-to-end testing framework, so just try to build it using Jenkins, read about Git, Maven, how you can integrate your test and how you can execute it over some server, or you can these days GitHub actions are very, very common and famous. So how you can work your tests there, how you are able to run your test cases. So learn about those things, try to do some POC and all that thing. So that will really going to be helpful for you. Okay, now I will talk you about how to get a call. Okay, so this is a very important part. Even like I get a lot of queries that about the people, they say that we are applying but we are not getting calls and all that thing. Okay, no interviews are scheduled, and even if we are like sharing the CVs, it is not getting highlighted, or not, we are not getting shortlisted. So basically for these kind of scenarios, first thing is that you need to edit your CV accordingly. You have to work on your CV, highlight your experience properly. I will try to make a separate video about on the CV thing, about how we can shortlist our CV, but right now I will continue on how to get a call. So doing this, first thing you need to do, you have to list down a list of companies where you are interested on. Okay, then on this list, try to connect with the people. So this list could be anything. It's the basis of your your dream company, what you aspire, you like the culture of some company, the environment you like about the company. So these kind of things you can create a list. Then start connecting people over LinkedIn. The people who are more active, the more active people of these companies. Okay, so start connecting with them, start finding the HRs of this company on LinkedIn and send them request. Okay, so once they accept it, you can share your CV and connect with them. So you have to be a bit shameless, to be honest, to connect with these kind of people. So you have to connect them because it's your work. You have to work hard. So you have to approach each and everyone who have connected to ask for the referral. And one more thing you can do is that you can find your relevant jobs from their career site and then share it with them. Okay, so it will be really helpful. You just need to share them the job ID, the job title and your CV, and make a format about your experience and your aspiration and your job you want to apply, and then share it. Also try to see in LinkedIn there is a column where you can get the job posters. Okay, so try to connect with them directly and ask them about the referrals or considerations. So that will be really, like, this is one thing I'm continuously doing it, and trust me, I get a lot of calls doing this. Like most of the time it gets success if my CV is basically shortlisted, so I generally get a call. Okay, so these kind of things we need to do, and after that you get a call and everything. So the next thing you need to do, you connect with the people and in some of the interview invite you get the details or the name of the person who will be taking your interviews. So go through their LinkedIn profile if there is Okay, and learn and see their experiences, that what they are doing, what kind of companies they have worked on that basis you get a good idea about the person, how technical he is, and what you can kind of question you can expect from him. After that, you can go through LinkedIn or Ambition box about the interview experiences, interview questions are, what would be the pattern of the interviews, as well as you can ask the HR about the interview process and the questions or any preparation materials you can get. So that will be really helpful. And I generally, whenever I give interviews, first thing I do is to open the Glassdoor and see the interview questions. So there are a lot of people who share their interview experiences on Ambition box, Glassdoor, or as well as on LinkedIn or on YouTube. So try to do some research, and then you will get some idea about what level of questions you will be able to expect and what you need to prepare. Okay, and how many rounds will be there, and these kind of information you generally get it from your HR. So doing this, it will be really helpful for preparing you for the interviews, and hopefully you will also be able, and hopefully you will get the offer. So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you guys about the strategy, about preparing for the job, clearing the job. I hope you like the video. If you like this video, please like it, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Have a nice day.